What is going on, guys? This is your boy HQ420. Welcome y'all back. Another episode of Showtime with the Cube. As always, I've got the powerful one, Corey Hughes, with me, the co-host. How are you doing this afternoon?
I am quite sufficient, thank you, dear sir.
Sufficient. Now, guys, he had his fish 4-day fish concert. Was it 4 days?
Yes.
Okay, how was that? We want to let everybody know how your fish concert was before we get into the.
It was excellent. I'll talk about it in detail on day 0, but needless to say, I'm going to do the whole fucking tour next summer.
Okay, when you say the whole tour, what's that mean?
Yeah, like 4 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, Corey, if you didn't know, Corey loves fish. All right, and I'm not. That's the fish hat you got on, right?
Yes, it is the epitome of white shenanigans, undoubtedly.
Okay, there it is, white shenanigans.
You don't ever get any black people at the fish concerts because the split second these white fucking people start dancing, these black people are like, I'm out of here. That's how bad it is. You see arms flailing and like no rhythm, and it's like, dude, is this a big seizure going on here? What's happening?
Yes, it is. Black folks be in the background like, this is real life, guys. I mean, come on now. This can't be real life. This can't be real life. So we're gonna get into our own set of white shenanigans here, which is Ahsoka, episode 3 and episode 4. All right. Episode 3. Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Episode 3. There wasn't a ton happening in episode 3. We did.
I just summarized it for you. I just yawned and summarized the whole thing. Well, there you go. So
we did see
nothing
the return
happens.
Of Mon Mothma. Mon Mothma. Hera did talk to Mon Mothma.
Yeah, she comes in like
on the rest of the Senate.
In the holographic projection thing. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they Hera's like, hey, look, they're looking for General Admiral Thrawn. We've got some intel that he's still alive, and we'd like to devise a team because this could be, bad for the Republic. And they're sitting there looking at her like, yeah.
Okay,
funds?
So let me point this out.
No funds.
This is my prediction here. So when you go to the Galactic Senate and you tell them there's traitors amongst us from the former Empire and they're trying to reach out to Grand Admiral Thrawn to recapture the Empire, the split second one of the senator goes, nah, I don't think so. They're a traitor.
Yeah, they in on it, cuz. I mean, we need to scrutinize them. I mean, you're like, Mon Mothma should be like, hold on a second. I think she's technically like the lead of all of them.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure.
Yeah, she's a general.
Mothma. Yeah, Miss Mon Mothma. All right. And so they didn't seem concerned at all, which would lead you to believe that they're in on it.
Correct.
Right? They're in on it. I mean, it's just, it's like, but at one of our shipyards, they were building this hyperdrive that none of our equipment uses. And they're trying to find, Thrawn is dead. Thrawn is gone. We're not worried about Thrawn. It's like, did we not just see this? It's like, don't worry about it. We're not able to put the funds there. I mean, it's just like, well, where are you putting the funds at? Isn't it the way it is? That's the way it is in real life. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it is, like, currently right now.
Oh yeah.
It's like, hey, we're gonna send $600 million to Ukraine, but the people in Maui, we got $200 for you. I mean, we can take 200. It's like, man, I think they need a little cash. You know what I'm saying? If you were gonna send cash, folks would be like, okay. You know what I'm saying? We see it. The shit got burnt to a crisp. I got you, bro. But they're like, well, we just ain't got enough money to send to y'all, but we got plenty of money to send to Ukraine. You just like, hold on. So this is the exact same thing that's happened in the Star Wars. And say, hey, we're gonna put the money over here, trying to stop another war. That's not our concern. Okay, all right. Mm-hmm. We're not worried about it. All right, we're not worried about it. We got at least another 25 years before the First Order comes around. Okay,
and so when she starts to tell them what happened, and then their rebuttal is, but we have members of the Empire at every level of the New Republic. It was like, okay, that's your defense? Oh, that's not good.
Ain't you supposed to execute those people? That's what you're supposed to do. But that never happens. I mean, it'd just be like us, we end up picking up the German engineers and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So they
Yeah.
don't, they don't never take them out. But it's just like I figured if you just had a long bloody war, it's like well they gave up admirably and they said, hey, we'll stop being evil, okay, for the time being. All right, you trust us, right? I said, sounds good to me. Look, we don't have time to find other people, okay? So we're just rolling the way we're rolling.
So let me say something very positive here about this storyline thus far, is that of all the things that we've gained from this Star Wars television universe meant to bridge all these gaps in the movies, one thing we're actually getting we've never gotten before is, and not only on this show, but on whatever the last non-memorable Star Wars series we watched was that I can't remember. It basically showed a view into the Empire after the war and the actual logistics of how they integrated, right? So it was just kind of brushed over in the films, but here now we're kind of seeing like the micro detail of how that's playing out. And from a political suspense kind of perspective, I think it's pretty good. I'm feeling it. I'm like, I like the ideas that they're running with. Now, the execution is a whole nother story, but the
Right.
overall concept, I like big time.
Yeah. Well, like I said, this does seem like more of a serious show. Okay, it's more on the serious side, and it does actually seem like it's actually heading somewhere. Okay, with a singular type of plot line. You've got your little, I would guess, subplots as far as in between characters, as far as the development. Ahsoka and Sabine Wren seem like the main one that they want to try to comb through and expand on.
And the general and the Twi'lek general, what's her name?
Hera.
Hera. Those are the three. That's it. That's the holy trinity of this show. That's where all the energy and effort has gone thus far.
Yeah, the Trinity chicks. Now,
Yep.
I would tell you one thing, man. Every chance they get, they always show Hera walking. Like they always show her butt. I'm like, every chance y'all get, y'all hone right in on her backside. I'm like, I mean, it's a nice backside, but I'm like, what's going on around here? Okay.
Hey, feminists like to be oogled too. Or wait a minute.
Okay. Oh, is that right?
Or maybe they don't. I don't know. I can't keep up with this. These women's ideologies. Whatever.
Yeah, you just can't let anybody know that you oogle them. All right. Well, you got to be the right one to oogle them. If you're the right one, then it's okay. All right. So that's
or you can oogle them when they what's that shit when they shake their ass in the camera? Twerk.
Oh, the twerking.
The twerking, right? Like She-Hulk. She was a good feminist role model and she twerked, so that's okay.
Oh man, that She-Hulk, one of the worst things ever produced. So I mean, and that's by far. So we actually see in this one Ahsoka and Sabine actually doing a little bit of training. Okay, and I think one of my favorite parts of this particular show is the Jedi drone because he almost brings the comic relief, but it's perfect because he's like AI. He's a drone, so he just says, or robot. He just
says whatever.
Says what the truth. Yeah. He just says the truth. It's like, oh yeah, you were one of the worst the worst Padawans ever. It's like you have no abilities. You should not be trying to train to become a Jedi. It's like, damn. I mean, it's like as Ahsoka's like, you got to feel it. You know what I'm saying? Embrace it. Train. And my man's like, no, Bo, she sucks, man. Why are we training her?
Here's my observations on that plot line. I can't see it going any other route than she's going to ultimately become some badass Jedi. Right? That seems to be the only trope that I can see being fulfilled here. Going from the, oh my God, you're horrible with no talent to like, you're the best. Otherwise, I don't see a point of bringing it in at all, of introducing her as a Jedi whatsoever. There's no point in that. There's no point in having her trained to be mediocre, right? So she has to become like a fucking badass. However, I don't think that really fits with canon very well.
Okay. Expand on that.
Well, her background is Mandalorian, and she was a Mandalorian warrior, and she was never overly that Force adept.
Okay.
So, badass warrior, yes, force in the repertoire of stuff, but not necessarily a force badass. So we'll have to see how that develops.
Well, here's what I'll say: you could be, and I think we try to put it in a box as far as, oh well, you're Jedi, or you're Sith, or you're Mandalorian. Could you not be well versed with the lightsaber and not be attuned with the Force per se?
Well, yes, because you have General Grievous became a badass lightsaber wielder, wielding 4 lightsabers at once. And he actually trained on Jedi, if I'm not mistaken, as per the lore. And those lightsabers were from Jedi that he had killed. So yes, but he might be the exception, or maybe not. He was a cyborg. His mind was still human. His heart was still human. So, who else used a saber? And this is another question: does the dark saber, is that considered a lightsaber? Because it kind of, sort of.
I guess technically.
Technically, it is, but it's got some sort of weird vibe, or they use some weird crystal in it to make it dark like that.
Yeah, and also it just gets heavy. Like Mando just dragging it around. I'm like, you all right, bro? Bo-Katan picks it up like, oh, it's all good. I'm like, man, I just seen Din Djarin just dragging that thing behind him, Bo, like he had a damn 40-pound sledgehammer in his hand. So I was just like, so there's something there, and it was actually, I think was it in the Rebels? I think it was in the Rebels anime where they had the fight between Darth Maul and the guy who actually, I can't remember his name, but the guy who was the leader of the Mandalorians at the time, and they fought, and he was actually like giving Darth Maul a hard time, and Darth Maul actually won, but he was giving Darth Maul a hard time. So yeah, maybe she'll never be great with the Force, but maybe she'll be able to at least figure out how to use that lightsaber. I mean, she is supposed to be a badass warrior.
Yeah. So one thing I really am not feeling is her look. I'm not feeling her look.
That boy cut.
The boy cut doesn't go well with the really sharp nose that she has, and her hair is like bright purple. Now, I'm not criticizing her face. Everyone's face is different, but you find hairstyles that accentuate the positive and all that good stuff, right? She didn't do that.
Oh man, Corey just come right in and said, "Look, it was a bad idea to cut your hair." Okay,
it's a bad idea, and I'm really getting. And this is a generality here, but I'm really kind of getting over this like tough badass woman, right? Like, unless you're my dominatrix, like you ain't fucking gonna be. I don't want to see no toughness out of you.
Hey, Corey's going in today, guys. Okay, Corey's going in. He said no. He said, I won't see no toughness. I need you to be as feminine as they come. All right. I want to see you out here cutting your hair short and acting like a dude. I said, I ain't got time for that shit. Right. So Sabine and Ahsoka, after Sabine miserably fails her initial training with the robot, and then they try to do some blindfold training. It's like, feel where I'm at.
Right.
And I was like,
this was a little bit too biting off of the original. I'm sorry. I know it's Star Wars, but you just didn't have. You couldn't come up with some artistic creativity here and like figure something out other than trying to recreate the Star Wars scene, which is kind of what they did.
Yeah, well, people, I don't know. I think writers, they try to throw Easter eggs in too much.
You mean like paying homage to?
Yeah, man, we get it. They made those movies. Mm-hmm. Okay, make this story. All right, you ain't got to keep bringing back. Oh yeah, this is a Easter egg of this, and this is an Easter egg of that, and I'm just like, now, I mean, of course, that helps channels out. Channels who go through and find all the Easter eggs and stuff. People find that interesting, but I just think it's just lazy. It's a little lazy. You know what I'm saying, as far as writing, the creativity side of it. They were even talking about how when Sabine had jumped in the back and was actually shooting the cannons when they were trying to stop the witch from using the map. And they say, "Oh man, this is a homage to when Luke jumped in the back and was trying to shoot the TIE fighters." I was like, "Bud, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
can we let that go?
Yeah,
Can we have something
unnecessary.
different? Yeah, can we let that go and have something different?" So man, I ain't gonna lie to you. We covered episode 3. That was it, guys.
There was nothing. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe how little there was, and it was a short episode, 36 minutes. I was like, what is going on here? The whole thing was about what I got from this episode was that it was really just about confirming that she was going to start training and she was going to be serious about being a Jedi and she was going to commit. And that goes right out the fucking window in the next episode. So.
Well, it kind of does. So
it kind of does, yeah. She kind of like is a traitor. So
yeah. So let's jump into episode 4. Of course, at the end of episode 3, they get shot down, and we actually get the name of the other.
Were they shot down, or were they just hiding?
No, well, they got shot, and so they had to land.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because they went through there, and you had the air whales, the space whales, whatever they are, the space whales. Then they went and hid in the woods because Shin had shot him, and she actually named the other person that was with her, which was the guy who had the dual red lightsaber or the double-sided.
Right.
And his name was Merrick. Okay, Merrick. Does Merrick ring a bell? It didn't ring any bells.
No, I'm willing to bet that's not a canon character.
Yeah, and with the way things happen here, it almost seems just thrown in. So, but we'll get to that. We'll get it. I'm just like, hold on a second.
Well, they get tracked down. They get tracked down on the planet pretty early, so they're there on the planet and they're inside. And then all of a sudden, their robot that's outside the ship that's working on something, he starts fighting this other robot. So they've been found. The robot's doing some robot kung fu, and he can't get noticed to them. So what he does is he shorts out the ship so the power goes out so they know something's up, and they come out and save the day. They get out there, they kick a little bit of ass, and then next thing you know, you got these quasi-Sith people.
Yeah.
Including Ray Stevenson, the great Ray Stevenson. And yeah, and then there's some battles that go on.
Yeah, there's pretty much no storyline in this. It's not a whole lot of story. It's just
no, it's ultimately we're here on the planet. It's the same planet that the map and okay, so let's remind the audience that they had this map that was a little sphere with a bunch of lines on it because they always got to have an item, a relic, a MacGuffin or whatever.
MacGuffin. Yeah.
So, when you put the map inside of this machine, it it'll calculate all the things on the sphere, and it'll tell you the location of Grand Admiral Thrawn. So the plot of
maybe
they think
I don't even know.
Right, but if he's not there, then all this stuff has been for naught, and I watched 2 hours of bad Star Wars for nothing. So, so we're assuming Grand Admiral Thrawn will be there, and so the plot of this episode was them attempting to. Number 1, prevent the machine from decoding the sphere, and 2, if possible, destroy the map sphere, and therefore that nobody can ever figure out what Thrawn is. But that's not exactly what happened, because Mr. Ray Stevenson, Jedi turned Sith apprentice, he used some
Sith-ish. He's Sith-ish.
Sith-ish. He used some verbal judo, and they didn't even have to use a damn force. And our little Miss, what's her name
Sabine
again?
Wren.
Little Miss Sabine Wren, the Mandalorian, becomes a traitor and hands over the map without even a fight. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Explain.
Yeah, we skipped to the end.
That's the whole episode. There's a big battle in the middle, and everybody gets their ass kicked. There you go. But I don't get it. What's the deal with her? Why is she a traitor? What is happening here?
But I think
daddy issues. What's going on?
No. I think Ezra hit them cheeks. I think he got them skins. I think he tore it up. That's what I think.
I must have blinked and missed that part, but it didn't make
Ezra hit.
None of that made any sense. None of that scene made any sense.
No, because Ahsoka grabs the actual MacGuffin, the map, and it completely singes her hand.
Right.
I have no idea why.
Right. They never explained it. I'm assuming it was because the machine was hot. We'll go with something simple like that. The machine was hot. It was beaming lasers all over the place, making that dome-looking thing, and it was just hot. That's all explanation you need.
That's what I guess. I was like, why the hell it burned her hand? Or I didn't know if like the witch had imbued it with some dark magic or something. And if you were pure of heart and you grabbed it, it would send you.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not overly happy about the introduction of witchcraft into Star Wars. I know they have the Force, and that the Force people have been considered witchcraft users in the lore in the past, but still, this is a different kind of witchcraft outside of the Force, and I don't know how I feel about it. Even if it's in the lore, we're like 50 years into Star Wars, and we're just now getting witchcraft. It's like, it's like if I was watching Supernatural, my favorite TV show of all time, for 15 years, and then all of a sudden they ended up going to space. Like, I'd be like, what? Or no.
So what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Now, we did have a couple of previous battles. We had Sabine versus Shin, Part 2. And then we had Ahsoka versus Merrick, Part 2. Now, there was something interesting that I noticed during these fights, especially the fight between Shin and Sabine, is that Shin, or however you say her name, she was pure T cutting trees down with her lightsaber, but when she stabbed Sabine in the gut, she was good the next day. I'm trying to figure this thing out, man.
Oh, she was just cauterized, missed all the vital organs. It kind of pushed everything aside as it went through, and then came back out. Everything was good.
I'm trying to figure this thing out, man. I mean, dude, I'm sitting there, and even Ahsoka, when she's fighting Balin Skull, I mean, he pure T slings like this heavy ass boulder at her, and she cuts it in half. And I'm like, Bo, if the lightsaber touches you, you should be, gone, man. There should be no hope.
I mean, look what happened. Look what it did to Obi-Wan in the original. It turned him into like a space ghost.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
His whole body vaporized.
Yeah. Now, Merrick, he did meet his demise out here. Okay. But his demise was weird because when she sliced him, like,
he like busted open.
Yeah,
like a bag of Skittles.
Came out of him. Yeah, it's like
it was like some kind of dust or something. It was like it was like his entire. It's like he wasn't of a solid form, and he was like being held together by the suit or something.
You know what it reminds me of? The God, what do you call them? The generals in the Lord of the Rings, where the girl stabs the guy in the face on the last one.
The Nazgul.
And he kind of, yeah, there you go, the Nazgul. That's what it kind of reminded me of. She cut him and it just busted open and stuff flying out. I was like, so hold on, what was this guy? And what was the premise of him? Like, I thought this was going to end up being like some type of, got you moment at the end. It's like, it's Star Killer. It's Ezra. He had turned, or I thought this. No, it's just Ahsoka just kills him right out there in the woods. I was like, hey.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I think there's a big question with Ezra, and I think that Ezra did turn, and I think we're going to see that coming up because Ren makes the decision to hand over the map, be a traitor, and go with them voluntarily. She gets handcuffed and led away. And what's Ray Stevenson's character's name again?
Balin Skull.
Balin Skull. He tells her, "Oh, you'll see your master again, or your friend again."
Yeah, through death. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's through death. I think he's a traitor, and I think we're going to come to see that in the next couple episodes.
Okay, is that what you believe?
I believe that, and I think, unless they're going to pull like a 4-episode season, and we only got 2 episodes to go. Is that the case here? We only got 2 episodes in the season. How many episodes we got left?
No, we got 4 more.
We got 4 more. Okay.
Yeah.
God, they can make it to 8. Unbelievable. All right, so we got 4 episodes. Okay.
Well, you got to think our next episode is going to be Ahsoka in whatever land she's
So I don't
in,
want to hear that these things
dimension.
are expensive. I watched every year I would get between 21 and 27 episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Okay, the longest season, 27 episodes. They can give us 8, right? Whatever. Nonsense.
Yeah, if they really want to flesh out, flesh out these this backstory and everything, that you would technically need more episodes. But I don't think they're capable of writing more episodes. That's just straight up.
Well, were all these in the can before the strike?
Yes.
Okay, so at least we got 4 stories that are written.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at this point in time, I'm starting to think the strike's gonna be permanent, and Hollywood's dust.
Yeah, it's just all we're gonna have is fan made films. Which I ain't gonna lie to you. What was it? It popped up across my TikTok, and if I'm correct, it's on YouTube. It's called. This is a fan made film. Darth Maul Dark Apprentice?
Oh,
Like,
that means we'll finally get that Harry Potter RoboCop crossover I've been dreaming about.
dude, what? What'd you just say? Oh my god, man! Oh, okay. Oh, so it's the name of it is Darth Maul Apprentice, and so it's actually Darth Maul. This is like a fan made film, but like
it's like a full movie.
The quality is. I've watched bits and pieces. Godly. Some people have posted it on TikTok, but I don't know if it's up here on YouTube. But it's actually old. Like, it's actually old, but dude, from what I've seen, like the lightsaber duels, somebody had some choreography going on, because they when they had Darth Maul fighting 4 different Jedi at one time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just like they had some good shit.
Mm-hmm.
So like, and of course, Darth Maul was whooping their ass. You know what I'm saying? He take a photo, and yes, when Darth Maul stabs them in the gut with the lightsaber, they don't come back. They're like Qui-Gon Jinn. You know what I'm saying? So the only thing that you can say, the reason Darth Maul didn't die is that his hatred kept him alive. And wouldn't that be the same as Anakin? His hatred through the Force kept him alive.
Yep.
Of the dark side of the Force. So that can be explained through, because that's technically how they say it through the canon.
Although honestly, I thought
technically,
I do still believe that his resurrection story is kind of ridiculous. The whole spider legs thing is crazy. Like, whatever.
they did just throw the dart at the board.
When I first heard that, I thought it was a joke. I was like, "There's no way that's real," and then it was.
Yeah, he gets taken out again by. I think Obi-Wan finishes him this time. So, if I'm correct, I think he fights Obi-Wan again, and he actually gets Obi-Wan finish him off. Hey, look, cut their heads off, okay? I ain't seen one of them come back from the head getting cut off yet. All right, that seems like a good place to start. So, as you said before, Baylan Skoll, he didn't use the Force or anything. He just kind of bargained with Sabine. Said, "Hey, I know you want to see Ezra again, and if you destroy that map, you'll never get to see him." And I was just like, "Is that all it takes? Was that it?"
That couldn't have been the reason. I mean, that couldn't be the reason. That's the whole reason. That was the whole reason.
That's it. Don't you want to see Ezra again? You know what I'm saying? I was like, no. I mean, no, I'm not concerned about Ezra. Did she think she was going to see Ezra again at any other point in time? Then all of a sudden this map comes along. It's like, oh, Ezra might be there. Well, who told you that? What makes you think that? If Ezra had been in conflict with Grand Admiral Thrawn, wouldn't you think that one of them would be dead by now? That's what I would think. Even if I got shipped off to another planet, I'm still going to be trying to kill you. It ain't like I forgot. It's like, okay, we're here now, so we might as well just hang out, bud, and just, what's the drink of this planet or this galaxy? Let's see if we get some drinks. It's like, no, bro, we still are mortal enemies. So one of us got to go. So that's what I was thinking. Like when Balin was like, you'll be able to see him again and all this, and and I was like, well, are you gonna see him like via death? Because like if Thrawn finds him, then he's probably gonna want to kill him. So I mean, y'all both die. I mean, that's what I was thinking. But I was like, so here's the real question: because Ahsoka is in the fight with Balin Skull, she sees Shin come back, and so she thinks Sabine is dead. All right, and that gets her super pissed, and so she slams Sheen up against the damn wall, and then she sees Sabine, and Balin ends up overpowering her and knocking her off the ledge. And then we see her in Ghost Round, maybe. I'm not even sure. I'm sure she's in the water, but
so obviously she can't be dead. The idea she's in the ghost realm doesn't make any sense. I think she got her bell rung and is like having some knockout dream, and maybe Anakin
head hit the rock. Head hit the rock.
Yeah, and she's like, Anakin's going to use the Force to wake her up or something. I don't know. Maybe Anakin will be because he's redeemed, right? Anakin becomes redeemed in Return of the Jedi. But I miss my old Anakin. Remember from Return of the Jedi, the old Anakin at the end. All of a sudden, he's young again. And they're doing something. They're doing some CGI with his face. So I don't know if they like didn't get Hayden Christensen back for this thing, or if they're just is it AI? I mean, what's the deal? His face looked AI to death. So
yeah. It was that. Yeah, it was definitely AI because they were going back to the 2004 Hayden Christensen. I mean, old school.
Yeah, old school.
Yeah, old school Hayden Christensen. So Ahsoka's sitting there and she sees Anakin. Oh, Anakin. I'm just like, you left him, right? I mean, I always like how these folks are like, man, I'm so glad to be back. And they're the one that left their ass. I'm like,
I just don't understand how they can even attempt to fit in Ahsoka's training under Anakin at all, because he was never a master. He never got to be a master. He was still a Padawan.
Yeah.
And so
I don't know.
The whole thing is jinky. Yeah,
I don't know. Well, I guess you had to. This is something they had to slide in there, so they of course they could use this in future episodes and things of that nature, different TV series and all that. Which I'm not sure if they knew that's where they were going to go all those years ago, but then when it was sold to Disney, Disney decided that they were going to take it and run with it. You know what I'm saying? And almost bastardize some of it.
Oh yeah,
it's just like they ain't done it a whole lot of favors. Okay, let's just say that they haven't done it a ton of favors. There has been some good stuff, but the majority has been it's been a little lackluster.
We just need more of what was the show that was like Rogue One? Andor. There we go. We need more Andor. Andor was actually good. Didn't feel like Star Wars, and that's we got a couple movies coming out that were originally going to be Star Wars but are not. Rebel Moon. That's going to be interesting. I'm interested to see how the Star Wars elements are extracted from that to make it what it is today, because they can't have any of them Star Wars elements. So
you know what I seen in there though? Orange lightsabers. I seen it in Rebel Moon.
Interesting.
There was some chick had dual orange lightsabers. I was like, orange? I was like, because we see him orange in this particular show, and I was like, maybe that was going to give us a little background on what the orange lightsabers were, but not anymore.
Who did Rebel Moon?
Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder. Okay. Yeah, I have high hopes for that, because it was intended to be a Star Wars film, but it's not. So it's probably going to be good.
Yeah, Rebel Moon. So, yeah, Zack Snyder. Yeah, Zack Snyder. Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be 2 hours and 28 minutes. And it is rated PG-13.
It's a multi-parter.
So
they've already announced it's a multi-parter, haven't they?
I believe so. I believe it is. So, but yeah. Actually, let me see if I can pull this up for you guys so you see this. The actual picture. of the chick with the orange lightsabers. There it is. Shabam.
Oh, they look like blades though. They're flat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
well, he
that's how they
had to
avoid
change it up a little
they
bit.
had to
Yeah,
avoid the copyright issue somehow.
yeah, he had to change it up just a little bit, but they're lightsabers, okay? So yeah, but orange. Yeah, so he was supposed to be doing some stuff for them on Star Wars, but then they kind of fell out.
That
So
hasn't dropped yet, has it? Rebel Moon?
no, I did not believe so. No, it's not on Netflix
Okay.
yet. Let me see when it's coming out. Well, it says a part one and a part. So I think it's going to be a part one and a part two. All right, so Rebel Moon is scheduled to be released on December 22nd,
Oh, nice.
and part two, The Scar Giver, is set to release on April 19th, 2024. So these are going to be back to back pretty quick.
Cool.
That's a damn quick turnaround
That's good.
for those two. So it'd be very interesting on what his take is. Zack Snyder usually does some pretty good stuff. So it'll be interesting. And I'm kind of wondering how the writer's strike and everything's going to affect that. Writers and actors strike. If they've already done filming, I would assume that they would have already done all the filming already, seeing how we've got a 2024 release, because it takes a long time for post-production. So that's what I would assume, seeing how they've already got that kind of set in stone. So yeah, that was the supposedly the other Star Wars project. But we are going to get some more Star Wars with Rey being in it. She has confirmed that she's.
Do we have any more series returning, like Boba Fett or Mandalorian? Are they coming back anytime soon?
Nah, I think they had announced the Bad Batch season 3. There was supposed to be one coming out called The Acolyte. If I'm correct. Let's see. Let me see if there's any more Star Wars series. Star Wars series. Oh, series coming out. Here we go. So let's see what we got. So upcoming Star Wars TV shows. Skeleton Crew? I don't know what that is. Okay.
I don't either.
The Acolyte, Andor season 2 is August 2024.
Oh, that's good. Why is it a year from now?
They probably had to push it out because of the writer's strike. The Bad Batch season 3, Mandalorian season 4, a droid story. What the fuck that's supposed to be? And Lando. So that's the upcoming TV. What do you think about that? Andor's the only thing that I'd be really interested in, to be honest. Andor's really the only thing. So it's supposed to be doing some movies, but
so we got Rogue One, which was like a parallel story that was basically leading up to. It was the background events leading up to the original Star Wars. I don't see why they can't why they can't make some more series that happen at the time of the original trilogy, but with characters we haven't been exposed to that are doing things. You know what I mean? Like they could do something like that. That would be interesting. It would be different, and it wouldn't affect the movies at all. So I think they would work around it. I think that could be good.
Well, I think that there's going to have to be a lot of cleanup. Okay, there's a lot of cleanup that's going to have to happen. Ahsoka's going to have to pass at some point in time in between now and the damn newest trilogy. Sabine Wren. So I guess both these chicks would be 60, 70, technically, at that point in time. So they're not around. You've got Grogu. Grogu should still be around if he's not dead. So what happened with Grogu?
He got to live to be 900, so he's around somewhere.
Yeah, so I don't know. There's a lot of cleaning up that they're gonna have to do. So we'll kind of see how that stuff plays out. But Ahsoka. So this next episode, of course, we've seen Ahsoka, and she's talking to Anakin's Force Ghost at the end of it, And I believe this next episode is going to be almost like flashbacks. And they're going to have some stuff like her during quote unquote the Clone Wars. They're going to try to bring some of it to the to live action TV. What do you think?
Possibly. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to expect next episode, but we'll see.
With their interactions.
Right.
So we got 4 episodes left. So we still got a little bit. We still got a little bit left. So if we're going, this one was 40 minutes. So we still got roughly 4 hours left. You know what I'm saying? 3 to 4 hours left of Ahsoka. So we might be able to. We might learn some secrets along the way.
Well, as long as Ray Stevens is in every scene, they'll be okay because that guy is carrying this show so far.
Come on, bud. I mean, you mean to tell me Sabine Wren ain't?
No. They suck.
I mean,
actually,
Harry
they probably
carries
don't.
The scene, Harry does pretty good whenever they got the back shot of her, but hey, something's up with this. All right, she got the little boy in there with her. It's like, yeah, my son. I'm like, you green and your son is a damn Latino. I'm trying to figure this thing out.
Oh, he got the green hair.
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
He kept calling her mom. I'm like, are you sure about that?
I'm like, where's this damn whatever the hell's on your head? Why ain't he green? Okay. And why is a Latino? What Mexicans you sleep with? Okay. Which Mexican you sleep with? All right, that's what we want to know. That's the real mystery of this show. Okay, that is the mystery. Did they tell us in Rebels, guys? If they explain this in Rebels, let us know. We haven't seen that. If they explain this in Rebels, let us know. All right, so that's Ahsoka episode 3 and 4. There wasn't actually a lot of dialogue or quote unquote storyline. It's kind of just a couple fights.
Yeah,
it's like 2 episodes of fighting. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And the battle scenes weren't great, but they were they were okay. I wasn't.
They were okay.
They were okay. Nothing special, but they got by.
They're okay. Hey, look, I at least give them props for at least attempting to have lightsaber fights.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
As opposed to what they did in the latest trilogy, which was just god awful. Okay. I mean, it's just like, man, you can't throw the towel in like that and then let the folks who are working on a budget of damn $10,000 outdo you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Folks be working on this low ass budget and they outdo you. Come on now. I mean, you got to do better than that. So they went to hyperdrive. Oh, one other question. How did you think they're going to find them? Because they went to hyperdrive.
I don't know.
Is Anakin going to give Ahsoka the secret?
She's going to meditate with the Force and figure it out.
There it is. Always like that. Force meditation.
Mm-hmm.
That's our prediction, guys. Force meditation. So we want to know what your thoughts are on episode 3 and 4 of Ahsoka. Okay. Let us know. Are you enjoying the TV show so far? It's not the worst thing I've watched. It's okay. It's decent. At least we do feel like we have somewhere where we're going.
Yeah.
All right. So that's a good thing. So yeah, I can at least give it that. So we'll see how this thing plays out. I think this next episode, seeing how we've had a couple episodes of quite a bit of fighting, this next episode is not going to have any fight. It's going to be a lot of just looking and talking. I got that feeling.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll find out a little bit more of the dynamics between Ahsoka and Anakin. I believe we'll have that going on there. So hope y'all did enjoy this episode of Showtime with the Cube from your boy HQ420. Co-host Corey Hughes. We'll catch y'all on the next Showtime with the Cube. Peace out.